It's that time again where we take on qualifying for this week's F1 GP event. And if you haven't already seen, it's the Alpha Tauri team event with the actual replaced Nick de Vries in real life. But for our game, Nick de Vries remains at the moment with Yuki Tsunoda partnered up, both receiving a 10% boost. Luckily, we have de Vries at max. We don't have Yuki Tsunoda just yet unless I make some sort of purchases, but who knows what happens. Here's the car that we're running as well for now. We're going to try this setup mainly in qualifying, and we're going to see what happens as we enter champions as always, with a bit of revenge wanted for this time. So you can see the new format which came in update 29 and different type of placement. Recommended team score is above, and you can see series 1 to 12, 1 to 12, so we haven't updated that just yet. And let's kick it in to Champions GP, and hopefully we can put in some good scores, qualify with some nice points as well. So Miami, Barcelona, Melbourne and Belgium to come in qualifying, with Miami up first, 66% chance of rain. It's going to take us into the unknown. So we had loads of GPs without ever having to race Miami, and then we have it back to back, so we should know this circuit a little bit better than we have before. If it's raining though, that opens up different set of circumstances, and qualifying comes P17 and P19, and we have got a wet qualifying. We've got 2 to 3 laps, so I imagine a lot of the AI are probably going to come in the pits on lap 3. We might have to try and undercut that field. We'll hopefully take it out of the equation and get a very good start. So here we go, we're going to boost off, and this is our first racing in GP since update 29. So we're in for a very interesting race, and so far Nick de Vries has put the brakes on into that first section, and he looked like he was P10, comes out of it in P number 14. So we boost forward and we'll cut down the straight briefly and then boost back up, and hopefully that race start can get us a few extra positions, and it can get us into P13. Hamilton all over the back of the teammate of de Vries, Yuki Tsunoda. Down the straight we go, and you can see Hamilton just not getting on the power too quickly as de Vries comes round. So having a look at tyre management then, these look like they're going to do 4 laps, which puts us at a disadvantage as Nick de Vries gets into P11. And we have to go Hamilton. We're going to have to pit twice here, whereas the AI I think are only going to pit once, which makes it a very interesting set of circumstances with how many points we can actually score. But can we get past Yuki Tsunoda here? Yes, we can. We've managed to do it, and we're trying to get past Kevin Magnussen. Not having it though. These two not separated by too much, so I'm actually going to bring de Vries in, get him out of the way, do the early pit stop. Hamilton will do a free. We're going to have to do a 3-3-1, I think. We're just not going to get 4 laps as de Vries comes out, and he comes out with a bit of lag, suddenly behind these rivals. We're going to try and push ahead though, and you can see us getting into P22. So good move. We're going to come back for some wets again. So the rival, you can see, similar level to us then, can only do 3 laps as well. The AI, maybe they are going to be pitting lap number 3, and they are. So if they do a 3-4, they're going to be running out of tyres at the very end. And we're sadly coming in with Hamilton, so that's one to learn. So all lap 3 is pitting, and look at this, we're going to get a nice jump with Nick de Vries now as well. Let's push briefly. Hamilton's going to get done over, so he is in P15 though and comes back out, and that's okay. P6 for de Vries. We'll do another lap, and Hamilton just sitting comfortably at the moment. See if we can push past here. Got the Hulk ahead. And the Hulk suddenly behind, as we've got Valtteri Bottas now in front of us. We're going to try and get past him. So hopefully we're against the opposite strategy to the AI. And if they do 4 laps, they do, it's going to be difficult for them at the very end. Or will they do a 3-3-1? That's the question on everyone's lips here in Miami. But either way, you're going to find out what the AI do in the wet. And they all pit lap 3 first of all. We'll come in. And we've only got 2 laps left. So I'm probably not going to take any servicing. Nice quick pit stop required. What's the tyres look like? Half. I reckon they might just push 4 laps here. And Hamilton's got kind of okay. We probably should have pitted just in case. But De Vries comes back out. P number 12. We're going to boost pretty hard with both to start with, because these surely will come in again. So I've probably made a mistake with Hamilton. I probably should have just boxed in that lap instead. We're going to boost De Vries. See if we can get him up any more positions. If you get dry race here, you're definitely at an advantage. Because dry, you can definitely score a lot more points than I currently am. And only a couple into the pits. And I haven't pressed pit stop on Hamilton. Oh no. Rookie mistake, guys. We are going to suffer badly in this qualifying session. Because we make the easiest mistake possible. And we forget to pit Lewis Hamilton when we was in a good position. That's annoying. We're going to have to hope he can bring a position home. And it's not too bad, but he's going to be getting swallowed here. De Vries we could have boosted a lot earlier as well, because look, everyone's run out of tyres. Just not with it on this race. And you can see we're going to get P6 by the look of it. So we're going to come home and rescue some points. Hamilton's fighting. Probably helps that a lot of cars have run out of tyres as well. So a rough start here in Miami, but we are going to take 6th and 12th. It is going to be, 32 points? So we'll take that, but starting this video not the way we wanted, with a bit of a rookie mistake early on. We then move to Spain, so we'll get that race out the way, and it just shows that sometimes people just do make mistakes. We're not perfect, and making a mistake is okay, as long as you learn from it. And that is what we've got to do. We've definitely got to learn from that little mistake. Not pitting Lewis Hamilton and, not making the best of a good situation. So Hamilton will go on to the cuppa. Nick De Vries can do this strategy very comfortably. You can see 4-4 on the mediums. So 1 stop for De Vries, 2 stops for Hamilton. Good point scoring opportunity here in Spain. Perfect start for Hamilton. That's what we wanted to see. And this racing in update 29 feels okay at the minute as well. Can't say I've noted anything so far. We haven't had any back markers to get past. Maybe this race will give us some back markers so we can actually have a look to see what it is like with the new blue flag system. So Hamilton all the way up to P number 3, with Nick De Vries taking P11. So a very good start, or P12 now as he moves back down. We're going to try and recuperate some of that unit down the straights. And hopefully we can make some good positions. Medium and softs ahead. So Carlos Sainz is going to hold us up, as Nick De Vries has got very unlucky down in P15. Let's see if we can just get past Carlos Sainz, and we can. And let's see if we can get past a few of these, because we're getting absolutely held up, and we can't at the moment. But we can concentrate with ahead, and we're going to lose nearly another place. De Vries not with it in this race at the moment. What we got around us, plenty of softs. There's still plenty of softs around Nick De Vries here. And we're going to come back in for a pit stop for Hamilton. You can see chock-a-block for De Vries. Can he get past Valtteri Bottas though? He can. Nice move up the inside. and we get P13 as well, past the rival who will be coming into the pits. As in the UK, starts to hammer it down here where I am, if you do manage to hear any of that. So we come out and we'll push De Vries a little bit. Didn't really mean to push him down the straight. Definitely could do a lot better GP than we are at the moment. Hamilton getting held up though, but gets through into P4. Good move by him. And De Vries is not far away, you know. He's in a nice and easy P7 as Hamilton will continue. In comes De Vries. So we're on to okay points here. Mediums ahead. Doing 5 laps to mediums today for the rivals. And let's hopefully we can get out in some nice clear air. We can. And we can cut down. Again, just looking after the unit. You can see there P3 and P2. And there's P1 coming into the pits. We don't want to pit yet. That would be a disaster. But we can carry on down and we'll pit this lap. So we've got a chance to make some positions here. We're going to have to come back at these at the end as De Vries makes a good move on Arcom. And it is P12 at the moment, but with a few hard tyres ahead. So we're going to have to start pushing sooner rather than later to try and make some of these positions. And Hamilton comes into the pits as De Vries starts pushing. So you can see there Aston Martin coming in. There'll be a Ferrari coming in as well. Chance to make some positions. Hamilton comes out. And he's got a good set of power unit bar left as De Vries does get ahead of Alonso. We'll push him through this section again. Hopefully we can get that Aston Martin. Lance Stroll. Easy. Easy. As we get through. We've got Kevin Magnussen there as well now. Can we target him down the straight? Yes, we can. And it's coming down to the last lap. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 all on the same straight. As Nick De Vries starts the last lap as well. So can we make moves? Hamilton's trying. He's got the Ferrari and the Red Bull and the McLaren in front. And we do make a cheeky move up the inside of Sainz. Verstappen there goes to the outside. We go down the inside. Through we go. Can we get P1? We're trying. And we try and succeed as Hamilton comes across the line. P1 on a very nice strategy indeed. Nick De Vries will come home to take P6. And after that, a little bit of a bad start for Nick De Vries. We will happily take some 43 points. Race number 3 comes from Australia and Melbourne. And can we put in what is a difficult track with some good scores? Going to try something a little different as well. So we've got De Vries 16th, Hamilton 18th. Hamilton on the cuppa on the softs. We can do a 4-4, but I want to just try something as well. So remember, opening round qualifying, I tend to do a bit of testing just to see what I can pretty much come up with in terms of some cheeky strategies. And let's see the kind of start that we get. And we, of course, get Hamilton with an absolute flyer. And he's out. And De Vries coming back now as well. So both of these drivers getting very good starts on this circuit. We're going to leave boosting to see if we can get any more. And we can. We're up to P7 and P8. Make that P6 and P7 as we cut back down. So a brilliant start for us here. And we're going to just then bring some, as that's Hamilton through the inside. Carlos Sainz moves aside. And that is a lovely move. As down the home straight we go. And we're on to some decent starts already. And can we keep this up? As Sainz comes back through. And so does De Vries then. We were boosting with Hamilton and he came back through. Let's boost. So this is the plan that we're going to do. We're going to come in for some mediums here. And we're going to just do a 2-4-2. I want to see if it works. Because obviously these are on the same strategy at the minute. We can't keep that going. So we've got to change something. And that will be us coming in to the pits. Hamilton comes back out. We're going to do the pit exit trick because it definitely does still work. We're out P15th. But remember, we don't have to pit for a while now. You got De Vries earning up that power unit, nearly at 80%, just over now, as we boost off the corner. So Hamilton getting swamped a bit. Let's boost a little bit out there. And in we come. So good start, but will this 242 absolutely cost us? And it is trial and error. You can see they were pretty close before, these two drivers. They're not a million miles away either at the moment. P15 and P12 with a lot of traffic. So traffic seems to be the problem right now. And obviously these are on the same strategy. They're both going to be pitting lap 6 now, as we try and get past Fernando Alonso. Any room in the inn? Yes, there is. P10. Hamilton's earning power unit all the time. Boy, just leave him on medium. Down the home straight we go. A few pit stops. Up into P number 5. Hamilton, P8. He'll obviously go backwards by quite a few positions. All coming out on the hard tyres. So we're just going to keep earning up. We're definitely going to have a big run later on, as Hamilton looks like he nearly got Alonso. If I was playing medium there, I probably would have been ahead. So that's kind of a little bit unlucky. As we go, Norris, and De Vries is on a mission as he takes Lando Norris. That powerful McLaren, as Hamilton now, P number 6, will come into the pits this lap. We're going to boost because I want to create a bit of gap. Don't want to use all the power unit though, as we approach Max Verstappen in the Red Bull, and through we go. Let's make sure we pit, hey folks. See if we just don't get held up by Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz was the early one we were racing, and we don't, and we're through. Quick pit stop incoming. Hamilton in as well. No double stack, perfect. Quick pit exit trick, still works, a treat. And Hamilton out P10. So we're going to boost initially. Bring these two closer. What have we got? Bunch of hard tyres, so we can just keep pushing. We're quite a bit off the lead, so we're not going to take the lead of this race, as Hamilton gets P8 now. But we're definitely closing them down. We can see P4 there of Lando, and P4 in the pits as well, coming out now as Hamilton stuck in a bit of traffic. And we can just start to push. De Vries is up to P3. Can he get P2? We've got plenty of power unit left. We should have probably used that a bit earlier, but it's not going to matter too much. We're into P2. Don't think we were going to get P1 anyway. Oh, he's only 2.9 seconds ahead. We're pushing, but I don't think we're going to catch the Red Bull. Hamilton does get into 6th. So we'll absolutely take this for an experiment, because it's 23 points for De Vries on that 242. Or it's Hamilton on the 242, was it? Sorry, I can't remember. Completely confused myself. But a 242 and a 332. It was 332. That they both worked pretty good, I reckon. I reckon that's a not too bad strategy. But 42 points in Australia we will take every day of the week. We move on to Spa and Belgium. Fully in the dry this week. So strategy will play a key, and 2-2-2 is usually the way to go. You can do a 1-3-2 as well, which can be very good as well. We're going to try and do both drivers on a 2-2-2 and just try and hold position and create gaps. I'm going to try 2 different boosts. I'm going to try a Cuppa and a Street Shark to see if one has a better effect than the other, but let's find out. Hamilton, hopefully a perfect start would be nice, and we don't get it. So just a fast start, and De Vries with the race start coming through. Street Shark doing wonders off the line for him with some clear air, and Hamilton slots in to P17 as he sorts out finally. So down the straight at the top of Eau Rouge and through to the next section. We'll try and make some more positions shortly. So we'll start to use that race start, see if we can just get past the rival, and we can't just yet. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get enough gap So I might potentially try. I mean, it's looking pretty slim that I'm going to get a gap. Let's keep going. I don't think I can pit. I can't really pit. I can't get past at the moment either. So this is going to be pretty poor if I can't get past Pierre Gasly. And finally we do with Nick de Vries. And we're going to try and set up for an attack in these later laps. So let's start pushing. And we will push with de Vries, and we're past Ocon. A lot of cars in the way here. That's the problem as well. But we're getting through slowly with Perez now right in front of us. And I might just try. And I'm going to have to try and extend this out and do a 2-3-1. I might try that strategy because we're about to double stack. And I can't keep doing that, as look at that, the Vries gets absolutely botched in the pit, and double stack time, mistake time by AZWF1 again, and that 2-2-2 for both drivers just really has not worked, which is a shame. So good to know that that is just impossible, and we'll keep these two out there now. So everyone, or majority of players, should pit on lap number 3. And we're going to try and move our drivers closer to see if we can get them in the undercut. So yeah, don't do a 2-2-2. I really hoped we'd get a better race start than we did. And we just couldn't get past a few drivers. So a bit of a mare when it comes to this. But we're going to try and get past now. And we get hit by the pit lane again. Hamilton P22. We are moving up slowly, and we can get P15, P14 for Nick de Vries as we push him along. And we're going to push again. So we're going to push fully as we can here, and we get stuck behind Ocon again. But we're through, and Nick de Vries is not looking too bad here as we come round. Not over yet. Still a long way to go as we get P12. And then we'll cut back down. So as we cut down, and we'll come into the pits, and a few people coming in. We're obviously carrying on with de Vries. Pretty tough strategy on him. He's got a lot to do from there as we do come back out the pits, and we come out in P18. Yes, P18. As we're right behind now Sonoda and the Alpha Tauri of Sonoda too. And we're already through. Trying to make our moves already. Up to P16. We've got de Vries with Perez ahead of him. We're going to try and get past. Not happening though, as we cut back down. So, we're not going to get massive points here. We've not had the best start that we usually get at Spa. And we've got an Alpine in the way again. Constantly, always the Alpine of Ocon. And finally we're through. So a bit of work to do this last lap as we come through. A lot of the front cars have gone big time. And now we're going to try and open up and 1 or 2 more points, because at the minute, not looking too good on 23 points. Belgium can be very tough, but for us, we made it unnecessarily tough. As we then get done by Sonoda. That just sums it up, I think, right there. But never mind. It's only qualifying. As long as we get through, that's all that matters. And yeah, mediums faster than the softs. Very interesting to see. Didn't work, that strategy, so we'll try again at another date with that. But maybe next time we won't be doing that strategy at all. We'll do a 2-2-2 and a 1-3-2 next time round. But 23 points, nah, it is what it is until it isn't. So a poor round, but it shouldn't matter too much. 140 points for us to take into the weekend's racing. Hopefully we can improve, because we're going to need it. Because first race and the last race was very difficult by myself. So fingers crossed. Let me know how you get on. Let me know how you're finding the update as well. And we'll see you for opening round on Saturday.